Hey there, movie fans. This time I'm going to take a look at this big and heavy set of the greatest movie never made, Stanley Kubrick's Napoleon. Um, I've mentioned a couple of times before that I would do a video on this, but I never got around to do it, or I just completely forgot about it. But I am going to do it. I'm going to do it now, finally. And this was definitely a dream project for Kubrick. I mean, he was very fascinated by Napoleon. Over the years, he has collected a huge amount of material. He has collected files and documents and pictures and paintings and books. I mean, he has about 500 books on Napoleon, and he has read them all. And some people say that he was obsessed by this project, but according to his wife, it was more of a passion than an obsession. And Kubrick wanted to make a 3 hour long epic film about the rise and fall of one of the greatest dictators the world has ever known, and he wanted David Hemmings to play Napoleon. David Hemmings is a British actor who also starred in the blow up Michelangelo Antonioni film, and he also starred in Deep Red, the Dario Argento Giallo movie. And he wanted Audrey Hepburn to play Josephine, Napoleon's wife. And for the supporting roles, he wanted to have Alec Guinness, Peter O'Toole, John Paul Mondo, and Charlotte Rampling. Those were the actors that he wanted to have as well. And it's such a shame that this movie has never been made. And there are a couple of reasons why Kubrick was never able to get this project off the ground. One of the reasons was, of course, financial issues. Another reason was change in leadership within the MGM studios. But the main reason was the commercial box office failure of this movie, Waterloo, which is another film about Napoleon. Not a bad film either. But because of this film, the studio MGM finally, or eventually, pulled the plug out of the Napoleon, Kubrick's Napoleon project, and it is an absolute shame. He wanted to make this film after 2001: A Space Odyssey, and but he for years he tried to make it, and he never gave up on the project, but as we all know, it never got made, and there are still rumors that the Kubrick family still wants to make this film, and Ang Lee and Steven Spielberg are mentioned as potential directors, but I don't know. It would be nice if they make it, but it would never be the same. I mean, Ang Lee and Spielberg are two great directors, but they're not Kubrick. You know what I mean? But anyway, enough talk. I'm gonna show you what is inside this big thing, and it says here, inside this box has key elements of Kubrick's unmade masterpiece in the form of 10 books. There's hidden inside of a carved out book. So you have these big book, and inside those big books are 10 smaller books, and each of these small books has its own category. So you have picture file, location scouting, costumes, text, production, and so on and so on. But anyway, let me open this up. I'll give you a quick look. And this is the huge book, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, before I'm going to take this out, I want to show you the number that I have. That is, my number 125 out of 1,000 copies. Okay, now I took the incredibly large book out of the box, and here's a look at the side. And well, let's open it up and give you a closer look. There's some writings in French. This, I believe, are well, I believe these were documents from the Napoleon era. A sketch over here. There's a beautiful picture or painting. Another picture. There's my number again, 125 out of 1000. And here underneath this piece of foam is a poster which is the same as the front cover of that cardboard box. And here are the the contents of this huge thing. It's just a card of the company, Teschen, I believe you call it. And here are these smaller books that I was talking about. This, like I said before, this has each of them has its own category. This is picture file, and this is text. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this camera back on the tripod, and I will show you these books one by one. Okay, now let me show you what these books are. First up is text. Now this is all information that you need to know about Stanley Kubrick and his film Napoleon. I haven't read these books yet. Actually, I haven't read any of these books, but I still need to find the time to read all of them. I mean, it takes years to finish reading them. Of course, I'm not going to show you each page of these books because that would take too much time. And here's some pieces of the screenplay, which is also in the set, and we'll show you that in a minute. So that was text. Next up is the picture file. These were the pictures that Kubrick has collected for many years, just to get inspired on how the movie should look like. I'm sorry again, for not showing you each page, but you kind of get the general idea what these pictures look like. Let me take this out. This is location scouting. He's been to different countries, to France, and he also wanted to shoot the movie in the UK studios. And the battle scenes, I've read on the on different kind of books that he wanted to. There's Waterloo in Belgium. He wanted to make the battle scenes in Romania, and he had the permission to use the Romanian army for that. Here's a picture of a studio in Romania with a a man with a costume, Napoleon costume on. Well, there's a soldier costume, I should say. This is from Italy. There's some beautiful location pictures here. Next up is Chronologylogy. I probably said that wrong. But anyway, this is very interesting. This is a cabinet, and inside this cabinet is 25,000 index cards, and on these cards are details of what Napoleon or Josephine did on a particular day, or any other person within Napoleon's inner circle. And you can see that over here. Via Oxford historical advisor Felix Markham, Kubrick hired a team of graduate students to compile an exhaustive database tracing the activities of the various historical characters likely to be included in the script. So it was, it's amazing what Kubrick and all these, his team has done here. You can see an example. This is what 1st of April 1807. You can see what Josephine has done. And here's another example. I mean, the whole cabinet was full of these cards. I mean, look at that. That's just insane, isn't it? I've always wondered how they did this, how they found out about this. That's terrific. Next one is also a smaller book, Correspondence. Well, you can read it here, what this is all about. The letters that Kubrick has wrote about the film. This is also letters to Kubrick from only 3 prospective actors: Oscar Werner, Ian Holm. Oh, I didn't hear. Both in consideration for the title role. Oh, I didn't know that. I actually read that he wanted David Hemmings to play Napoleon. Audrey Hepburn, I mentioned her before, who turned down the role of Josephine. Oh, there you go. Apparently she was scared of Kubrick. But these are the letters from Kubrick and also to Kubrick. This is one from Audrey Hepburn. Next is another smaller book. These are notes that Kubrick has made. I'll take this out first. This is costumes. There's a pretty big book there. I believe this was in Kubrick's garden, if I'm correctly. Yeah, I believe it was. I think these were his daughters. I think this was his daughter. I'm not sure about this girl. It's almost like a family photo, isn't there? But it has a soldier among them. There's a French infantry with a great coat. Austrian infantry costumes. Austrian dragoon. And these are some sketches and drawings from the costume designer. So that's costumes, and this is production. This book contains some notable documents pertaining to the production of the film. Paperwork of this sort was not always carefully organized in the archives and therefore tends to be somewhat confusing. And last but not least, is this the last? No, this is not the last. This is the screenplay by Stanley Kubrick, of Napoleon. And this is the 1969 version. He has made many other versions of the screenplay. And this is I believe this is his first one. It doesn't really say here, but it could be his first screenplay. And this is his the last book of this set, and this is called Reference. Originally Kubrick wanted to. He came up with the idea for his Napoleon film to do a scene with only candlelight, and he actually managed to do that scene in Barry Lyndon. Some of the influences that he had for this Napoleon film, he actually put in Barry Lyndon. So you could say that Barry Lyndon was his Napoleon movie, although it's not really a Napoleon movie, but it did take time in that kind of era. So that was it, and it's all empty now. I'm sorry again if I went through those pages quickly. I don't want it to be. I don't want this to be a very long video, but you might have get the idea of what Kubrick had in mind for his Napoleon movie, and still it is such a shame that he actually never had to given the chance to make it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.